Bear Alpha is a 10-person survival horror game with an asymmetrical twist. On one side, you have a team of up to 9 survivors who must work together to ward off the bear. And on the other, you have the bear itself, which is controlled by one of the 10 players. This bear takes the form of a horrifying 7 feet tall plushie who shouts at players when they get too close. It chases everyone around a labyrinth-like map and needs to kill everyone in the allotted time to win the match. To combat Bear and its attacks, players need to work together to solve puzzles. The more puzzles you solve, the less time Bear has to attack. Each player has a finite amount of stamina, and using this stamina too often reduces your running speed. Do you want to stop Bear from eating all of the survivors? Work together to spread out and use your stamina and puzzle-solving abilities to run out the clock, unless of course you're Bear. In that case, happy hunting! Horror Tycoon is a fun crossover experience that blends tycoon management games with horror. For those unfamiliar with tycoon games, they're all about managing a specific business with the goal of building an empire. In this title, you must build your own horror emporium by purchasing different horror characters to display. They include Slenderman, Pennywise from It, and Oddly, Sonic the Hedgehog. You can then build your very own little shop of horrors, create additional buildings, and earn money. To acquire more cash, you can fight the different horror characters and different players. Once you defeat them, you can use the currency you earn to purchase different weapons and upgrades. In Alone in Dark House, you'll join forces with other players to investigate an abandoned house. As a private investigator, you'll solve puzzles and explore a narrative that involves a serial killer on the hunt for his next victim. As you poke around the house, you'll learn more about its former inhabitants and their fate. With its numerous jump scares and unique environments, Alone in the Dark House is easily one of the scariest games on Roblox. To get the full experience, consider paying for a private server. This allows you to play the game as a single-player experience, which was the creator's intention. Finders Keepers shares exploration elements with Alone in a Dark House and is also not for the faint of heart. However, it uses 1/1 person perspective to make it even more immersive. In Finders Keepers, you take on the role of a paranormal investigator, trying to solve the disappearance of a family. And as you investigate an abandoned house, you'll encounter a demonic entity that possesses the home. To dispel the evil presence, you must collect discs hidden throughout the environment. Armed with only a flashlight, get ready to experience one of the scariest Roblox games on our list. The Haunted Imperial Hotel is another immersive horror exploration game. And in this title, you'll explore a haunted house that's brimming with scares and quests. This game is designed for you to play it with friends, making it an excellent Roblox horror title for co-op. When exploring the hotel, you'll notice it appears ready to collapse and is even sinking into the ground. This makes navigating the hotel a challenge in and of itself. Plus, you need to avoid enemies and traps as you try to complete your quest in this seriously creepy building. Dead Silence is one of the top Roblox horror games when it comes to replayability. It's a puzzle game in which you must explore different rooms to find keys. But the key locations are procedurally generated, so every playthrough is different. Even better, it's based on James Wan's 2007 film, Dead Silence. Just like in the movie, you must investigate the disappearance of ventriloquist Mary Shaw. The game is full of immersive elements, including creaky floorboards, echoing footsteps, pulse-pounding sound, and eerily placed blood splatters. Playing the game alone allows for a more immersive experience, however. You can have lots of fun if you team up with friends. And for fans of the film, you'll no doubt recognize many of the game's horrifying elements. Yes, Mary Shaw's terrifying ventriloquist dolls make an appearance. Breaking Point isn't just one of the best horror games on Roblox, it's one of the most popular games on the platform. It follows a murder mystery format where players take turns trying to figure out the identity of the murderer. The game is dark and scary, but it's not necessarily a horror title like others on our list. In fact, you may find that it's actually pretty funny when playing it with friends. For fans of social deduction, games like Among Us, Breaking Point is an absolute must-play. Project Lazarus Zombies is a wave-based zombie survival horror shooter. It plays similarly to the Horde mode in many popular shooters, like Call of Duty and Gears of War. In fact, this game was directly inspired by the Zombies mode in the Call of Duty franchise. In Project Lazarus Zombies, you must collect power-ups, build barricades, and purchase different weapons to increase your chances of survival. The waves of zombies become increasingly more numerous and difficult to fend off. To combat the rising difficulty, as you progress, you can open up additional areas. This makes it easier to spread out the hordes of zombies and direct their movement. It also allows you to build more barricades and use certain weapons more effectively. A Wolf or Other is a multiplayer murder mystery title. It centers on a group of people that fights a werewolf every evening. Most players assume the role of a civilian who must hide from the werewolf once the sun goes down. Another player assumes the role of a hunter whose job is to find and kill the werewolf lurking amongst the civilians. A final player is tasked with hunting down all of the civilians, as well as the hunter as the werewolf. The civilians win the round by running out the clock until morning, while the werewolf must kill everyone to claim victory. As the werewolf or the hunter, you can customize your loadouts and abilities. The werewolf even has the ability to transform into a civilian at will. This makes it much more challenging to avoid becoming the werewolf's next meal. If you're playing as a civilian, GEISHA is one of the best Roblox horror games for its pure creepy factor. It's based on the urban legend of TYCOON, a Japanese schoolgirl who turns into a vengeful spirit. In the game, you visit your childhood home only to learn that your family has disappeared. To solve the mystery, you must confront the vengeful spirit as you try to solve puzzles. GEISHA features many jump scares and an incredibly spooky soundtrack, making it one of the top Roblox scary games for fans of Japanese horror. For fans of scary games, Roblox is the gift that keeps on giving. It has so many different experiences to uncover, and many of them feature different gameplay mechanics and styles. Some center on single-player and story-driven horror, while others provide multiplayer experiences for you and your friends to get terrified together. If you prefer playing by yourself, we strongly recommend the spine-chilling Dead Silence. And if you want to play with your friends, Bear Alpha and Breaking Point are both killer, pun intended, multiplayer titles. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like. Magical days, everyone.